What's up, guys? Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com. So in today's video, we're going to check out an extension that not only gives you access to a high-quality HDRI material and model library, but also can automate the setup process of bringing those materials directly into SketchUp. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. And so one of the issues that we run into now that SketchUp has its own built-in rendering engine is all of the materials need to have PBR maps in order for them to look good when they're rendered, right? And so say, for example, we download a 3D warehouse model like this one. There's no maps loaded in here. There's like roughness settings and things that don't change anything because there's no maps in here. But in general, we need PBR materials, and tracking those down and also setting up all of the PBR maps can be a little bit frustrating and time consuming. So one of the reasons I'm making this video is because this is one of the first extensions I've seen where somebody's gone through and automated that process so you don't have to do it all yourself. Okay, and so Poliigon, who I've talked about on the channel before, is a high-quality provider of textures, models, and HDRIs. You can find all of those by going to their website, and you can actually see everything that's contained in their library. The reason I'm talking about this now is because they've rolled out a SketchUp extension that makes it really easy to import their stuff into SketchUp. Now, not only are we talking about importing the images, we're also talking about this can import and set up things like your PBR maps. So what that's going to do is that's going to not only bring in the color map of the image, but it's also going to bring in things like your roughness map, things like your normal map, all the different maps associated with them, all with a single click instead of you having to do it manually, which for me is a huge time saver. So I'll show you how to download and install that extension in a second. I do want to note this is a paid promotion with Poliigon. So they did reach out to me when they rolled out their SketchUp extension. One of the reasons I'm talking about this is because this is one of the first integrations I've seen where you can actually bring those materials in and set up all of those maps automatically. It's a big time saver. Note that for the first 200 people that sign up through this link, you can get a 10% discount on the cost of a Poliigon membership, so that's definitely worth checking out as well. And if you just want to give it a try and see if you like the quality, you can definitely download any of these free resources and bring them into SketchUp. Now let's hop over into SketchUp and talk about how you can install the extension and start bringing materials, HDRIs, and models into your SketchUp models. Okay, so to find this extension, you're going to go into the SketchUp extension warehouse and you're going to look for Poliigon. So note that has two eyes in it. And once you find that extension, what you want to do is you just want to click on it and then click on the install button in order to install it in SketchUp. And so once you do that, you'll get a little button that looks like this. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a little pop-up like this where you can sign in using your username. But notice this gives you access to their entire material library. Well, actually their entire library completely. But in this case, for example, let's say that we needed a different concrete texture. Well, you can just go in here and you can just organize by concrete. And you can look at, you can have board form, you can have the aggregate, or you can just look at everything and just kind of scroll through the whole thing. But it's a pretty large asset library. Okay, and so say that you wanted to bring in one of these materials. We're going to pick this second one, this dirty board form concrete right here. Well, notice how there's a drop down in here that gives us the ability to select the resolution of the image. I rarely go beyond 2K unless I'm doing like an ultra close-up of something. But if I bring this in, notice how that little pop-up showed up, and that was it actually creating a material with all of the maps associated with it, which this is the first extension I've seen that actually does that, and it's super cool. And so now if we use an extension like Material Replacer in order to replace this material, and let's toggle over into a rendered view with the sun coming off of this so you can really see what it's doing. But if I come in here and I go to Tools, Material Replacer, and I'm going to replace this with this, notice how the difference in what you see in this scene is pretty significant. And the cool thing is this gets brought in with the material maps already set up. So it's got the metalness, it's got the roughness, the normal, and the ambient occlusion already set up in here. And they're just ready to adjust. And the normal is the one that's going to make a massive difference on this particular wall, but they're in here and I don't have to go tracking down PBR maps or anything like that and bringing them in. This actually brings them in whenever you import the material. And so in the case of this particular material, one thing we might want to do is bump up the size just a little bit. It's not going to be a lot, just a bit. But notice how as we bump that up, if we zoom into this, it gets you this really nice, like rough concrete look on the wall that's really high quality. And so there's obviously a bunch of other materials as well. And I thought we'd take a look at one with a little bit more gloss to it. So what we can do is we can look at a couple different materials actually. So I'll just split the face right here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, we'll call it this oak wood board texture. So notice how this built-in material, or the material that came in with the 3D warehouse model, is really flat. Well, if I take this material and bring it in, and then again, I'm going to make the normal a little bit heavier right here. But if I take that material and I use material replacer, and I'm going to replace this floor with this floor, notice how I get a much more realistic look in here. And again, we can kind of adjust that normal and also the roughness, right? The roughness is going to make it look a little bit glossier, a little bit more reflective inside of our scene right here. You can also play around with the metalness. Sometimes that makes a difference in SketchUp, sometimes it doesn't. The way they've got that metalness set up, it kind of does some weird things. But I mean, you can bring in any of these materials. We just do the same thing, right? So we'll take this material right here, replace it with this material right here. And again, we can go in and we can make our adjustments, right? We can crank that normal up a little bit, bring the roughness down like this. And we could also apply shadows to our surface right here, but that wood material looks a lot better. But you've got dark woods, light woods, and they all come in with that same kind of look. So say we wanted to mess around with the herringbone texture, what we could do is we could bring that herringbone in and we could replace this with our wood herringbone right here. And they all come in ready to go, already set up like this. So tons of different materials inside of the library right here. Now, one of the things you might have noticed though is that the SketchUp rendering engine is kind of limited, you know. So it's fine, but it's still kind of in development. Well, the cool thing about these is you can also use these materials for external rendering engines as well. And so let's say, for example, that we were to pick this oak wood board texture. Notice how you can also pick the resolution from their website, and you can set which maps you get. So you can see how there's a ton of different maps that are in here. But say in this case, we wanted a 4K. We can go ahead and we can set this up where it's going to bring in the ambient occlusion, base color, displacement, metallic, normal, you know, all those different things. But then we can just click on download and it'll bring them down, and then we can import them into Twinmotion. Now for Twinmotion, it doesn't automatically set up those maps. You have to do them manually, but that's really not that big of a deal. I mean, we do that in rendering engines all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this. But now if we hop over into Twinmotion, for example, I'm going to just create a new material. So we'll just click on the plus button right here, and we'll just load in those maps real quick. So we'll add the base color, and let's go ahead and let's drag this onto our floor just so we can see it right here. We might bring the size down a little bit and rotate it 90 degrees. But we're also going to bring in the other maps. So like the roughness map, the normal map, the displacement map, and the ambient occlusion. But you can see how this wood material is like super, super detailed. It looks really good. And you can adjust things like the intensity of your ambient occlusion, the intensity of your normal map, how reflective it is. So notice how as I bring this up, I get some really good reflections off of this if you want to make it look like it's got some kind of a really strong sheen or something like that. But basically, these are completely render ready, and they're designed to look really good inside of your render engine. Now, another cool thing that you get access to. So first off, you also get access to their library of HDRIs. And so the cool thing about their HDRIs is they come in the same way as well. So for example, and notice how you can pick the resolution here, but say I was to pick this Toronto Center Island image and import it, it will import that and it will set up an environment in SketchUp with that material associated with it. I'm going to set the sun location to the bright point right here. We probably want to bring the exposure of the reflections down a little bit, but you get access to their entire library of HDRIs, and those also come in whenever you click on the download button. So you can use this in order to bring in any of those. So you get access to their HDRI library, as well as this last one, which is super interesting, which is their models library. And so the cool thing about their models library is these are actually designed to be Vray proxies. And so what that means is that when you bring these in, they're really designed to be lightweight proxies inside of your model that get everything brought in inside of Vray in order to save your performance. So I know we're kind of outside on this one, but say that you needed to bring in, and they've got all kinds of different models, but say you needed to bring in a furniture model. So say like this one right here. So notice how you only have one option for the actual detail resolution. But if I bring this in, notice how it's going to set this up with the materials that have the normal maps and the roughness maps and things like that. Now, these get brought in as lightweight proxy models. And so right now, what that means is that this got brought in, and this actually isn't the full geometric detail of that object. But if you look at this, it still looks pretty good, especially for a quick SketchUp render like this one, right? So that gets brought in this way, but then if you load that into something like Vray, then what it's going to do is it's going to show you the full geometric detail. So let's hop over into another model real quick, and I'll show you how that works. And so let's say I brought this model into this scene right here. So we're just going to drop it in here like this. We'll go back to our view right here. I just want to rotate it a little bit. And again, notice how for a lightweight proxy, it still looks pretty good. But then if we were to send this over to Vray and render it, what it does is it brings in the full level of detail. So if I click on render right here, and we're going to go ahead and let it do the upgrade of the render components. But notice how the detail of this chair is super high. Right here, it looks really good inside of this view. So if you are using Vray, using the proxies function is really cool as well. But if you're not, you can still use these inside of your model. They're not going to be as high a level of detail like this. Now, those models can also be brought into other render engines as well. And so let's say we wanted to bring this chair over into Twinmotion. What we would do is, instead of going through the extension, what you would do instead is you would go over and you would select the option for FBX, and you would download the FBX file, and then you can bring that directly into Twinmotion. And so once you download this and you unzip it, notice how where a lot of the size on this is coming from is not the actual FBX file, but some of the maps. So you've got a very heavy metalness, or a normal map right here, and then there's a lighter normal map in here as well. But if we wanted to bring this into something like Twinmotion, you can definitely do that. So you would just import a model. So we'll just click the plus button, we'll go find it, we'll bring this in right here, and we'll click on import, and we'll go ahead and we'll bring it over here like this, and we'll just apply those materials to it. So when we click on this, and so you can click on the material that gets created along with this, and you could add your texture map. And this is kind of the same thing, right? Where you just bring in the different materials as you need them. So you can bring your roughness in, we'll bring our normal in, and we'll bring in our ambient occlusion. Notice how this is a really high quality model that looks very realistic inside of this render. And so one thing I would say about this is, I'm going to go ahead and rotate this so you can see this a little bit better. So if you zoom in, notice how this is pretty high quality, right? You can see the grains in the leather. It's definitely something that's designed for close-ups, which is really cool. One thing to pay attention to is if your roughness looks like this, you may bring that roughness down so that you get a little bit more gloss on the faces right here. So about 50% seems to be about right for this particular model, but it really depends on the look that you're going for. So make sure that you do adjust the sliders so that this looks the way that it's supposed to, but the level of detail on this is pretty high. So if you are looking for some high quality close-up assets, this could definitely be a good fit. But you can use all of these in whatever render engine you want. It's just that they have the actual integration for Vray built into SketchUp itself or built into the extension itself. And so overall, definitely a high quality library of resources. I have found myself more when I have access to the Poliigon library, bringing those in instead of using something like architectures or something like that, just because it can kind of automatically set up those PBR materials and I don't have to do it manually. So that's definitely very cool. And they definitely have a deep library that they're adding to fairly consistently. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this tool, about Poliigon in general. I just love having that conversation with you guys. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.